Greetings and salutations, my friend. Today I'm making a bit of a personal video. Let's talk about drinking.
Kanpai. Muchas gracias.
The function of this video is really not to be an instruction of sort, or a set of instructions on what you should do to quit drinking. I don't think it will work like that, and honestly I don't even think it's a proper advice that will stop someone from drinking. And if somehow my experience and what I will have to say in this video will help you on your own journey, please let me know. I think that will be great to hear, but that is not my intention. And also I don't really think everyone, absolutely everyone, should quit drinking. I don't think drinking is necessarily and always a bad thing. I think there are ways to drink responsibly. I think there are ways to drink healthy. Well, healthy, that's a bit of a strong word, right? Well, alcohol isn't exactly the most healthy substance you can consume. I think it's always a personal choice, and you know, in my case, I don't even think it was a choice. But you know what, I'm moving too far. Let's go back to the start. I started drinking when I was 17. I mean, yeah, sure, I had one beer or two here and there before that, but 17 is when I first started drinking more heavy alcohol. And even though I was born in Poland, I was never really into vodka. I never liked it since the first time I tried it. I thought it was pure trash. My alcohol of choice was always whiskey, wine, rum, like dark rum, and later on it was tequila. Got really into tequila, also dark tequila. I like a lot of dark things. Dark chocolate, black tea, coffee beans, gothic rock. Do I need to keep going? At first, you know, I hear a lot of people saying this, that they don't like the taste of the alcohol, but that they like how the alcohol makes them feel. And I would even hear people say that they don't believe that anyone can actually like the taste of alcohol. I have to disagree with that, because I wasn't able to relate to that at all. At first, my interest in alcohol was primarily because I like the taste of it. And I think depending on why you're drinking, if you like the taste of it, or if you like how it makes you feel, it will create a different type of, well, I wouldn't call it addiction, because that's a very, very strong word. I think, you know, if you're an addict, that's already quite severe. But it creates a craving in your mind. And it's a very different type of craving if you like the taste of something and if you like how it makes you feel. Totally different things, right? So I was definitely in this category when it felt like food craving for me, you know, sort of similar to sugar craving. I needed that taste of whiskey. And I had those days when I would wake up in the morning and just within the first hour of being awake, I would already have a glass or 2 glasses of whiskey.
So that's how I start my breakfast.
Well, I really like the taste of it. At the same time, I think there was this side of alcohol that I never liked from the very start, and that is how it made me feel. And while a lot of people chase that, I never liked it because I'm someone who always loves being in control. I don't like it when other people try to control me. I don't like it when any substances try to control me either. In many ways, I'm a control freak, and I always love to have control. And in the past, I have also tried to inflict control upon others, to control others in my life. And even though I got better on that, I'm trying not to do that to that extent. But yeah, if you want to know about it, ask my friends and acquaintances. They can tell you some stories of me choosing for them what they will eat. or things like that. Because I used to get this extreme anxiety, and to some extent I still do, where I just need everything to be within my control, including people. And so whenever I was drinking, it started feeling like, you know what, my brain is kind of not my own right now, but then you possess the self-awareness that, you know, I'm still here, I'm still sort of like, I'm aware that I'm inside, but there's this way my body reacts to it that is just, that's not me. This is not who I am. And so there's always this conflict, you know, because I never actually let alcohol dictate my actions. I have never done anything stupid under the influence of the alcohol. And all the stupid things I have done in my life, I have done them consciously, which I take responsibility for. I never blame alcohol for anything I have done, because alcohol had nothing to do with it, because I always fight to have that control, even if I drink a lot. Things took a very dark turn in 2018, and that's when my mental health really took a dive. In that time, I was experiencing pretty deep, severe depression. I was really struggling with trauma-related issue, and well, in addition to being addicted to painkillers and quetiapine, I also was drinking much more than I have ever done before that or after that. You know, I never really considered to have an alcohol problem, even at that time. I wasn't really drinking a bottle a day, that's crazy. But at my worst, I would drink a bottle a week. Even though I never considered I have an alcohol problem, I continued to drink whenever I was feeling shitty. This was my escape. Pain was too much to bear. Pills and alcohol, sometimes mixing the two. And while I still hated how alcohol made me feel, it was still preferable to how I was feeling without it. And to me, alcohol was sort of like this, almost like an emotional support. You know, and I think it's very similar to binge eating. How some people binge eat as a response to their mental problems. It's practically the same thing, and this really gets me back to what I was saying about this type of craving, right? And if it's you're drinking for the taste of it, this creates a type of craving that can become binge drinking, basically. And you know, back then I wasn't really considering to quit drinking, but what I did, however, is quit the pills. And that's what I did in 2020, which is now, it's been over 4 years actually. So weird to think about, you know, like time flies, you know. What actually happened is my mental health took a dive again after I quit those pills, because, well, now I had nothing to distract myself from the pain. I was focusing on it. But as my mental health improved, I noticed that I was drinking less. I think it was just a natural progressive thing. I wasn't like working on myself and reminding myself, oh, you need to drink less. I never had this moment of clarity when I was thinking that. It was just happening naturally. And I got to the point where I stopped drinking alone. I was never drinking alone from that point, usually only in company of others. When I went to a pub with friends, or when I was drinking with my dad, that's when I would drink. On those purely social occasions, but I would never sit alone at home and drink. And so, the last time I had heavier alcohol, there's tequila, was in September 2023. That's been a year and 2 months now. And this year, in 2024, I only had 1 glass of wine in, I believe it was May or April. And then this summer, I also drank a little bit of champagne with my grandma. And even though I didn't really want to, you know, but she was like, I already have this bottle of champagne that is open, you're visiting here, you're my grandson, let's drink it together. And you know, I felt like, okay, fine, I have to say yes. She's my grandma. You don't say no to your grandma. She had cookies there on the table and champagne. I had the cookies and champagne. I just couldn't refuse. But actually, I had a conversation with my grandma later on that, you know, I'm quitting drinking. So this is the last time, and this is actually the last time I had anything to drink. As in alcohol, of course, you know, I drink water. This is my drink of choice right now, actually, besides tea. I only drink tea and water, sometimes coffee. Water is amazing, honestly. And, you know, perhaps now, what I said earlier in this video about just quitting drinking not being my choice, maybe it makes more sense to you. I think it just sort of happened. I felt no need to drink whatsoever. I realized, you know, I don't really get anything out of it. Like, it doesn't give me anything. Even I stopped actually liking the taste of it. If I think about the taste of alcohol right now, it sort of makes me nauseous. I don't think it was a conscious choice. I didn't, you know, like push myself to this position. I never was walking around thinking, okay, I need to quit drinking, I need to quit drinking. I don't have to control myself to not drink. It's just, it's a standard mode for me. Not to drink. I really think it can happen to a lot of people, and I think it can happen with a lot of types of unhealthy cravings and addiction. Change in the lifestyle first and foremost, and eventually you will see this change, and just going back to your old ways will feel strange and unnatural, almost artificial, and that's how drinking feels to me right now. I don't feel any need to do that. And if I don't feel that need, why should I force myself if I don't really get anything out of it and I hate how it makes me feel? And you know, sometimes I would find myself in this social situation where drinking is almost an expectation. And you know, when you say, oh, I don't drink, people would look at you funny. You know, they would look at you funny. And it's weird to me, really, that we have this culture, and it's everywhere in the world, unless, you know, you live in a very religious country where drinking is forbidden by law. Otherwise, it happens almost everywhere. Like this push, come on, you have to drink with me, you know? Or with us. And I just think it's unhealthy. I think it makes some people go back to their habit when they don't really want to. And yeah, like I said, I don't think everyone should quit drinking. If you're doing it in a responsible way, if it doesn't control your life and you're in control, I don't think it's bad. It's not good either, but it's not necessarily that bad. My final thing I would like to say is, if you have a friend or acquaintance who stop drinking and they tell you that, don't push alcohol on them, you know, because you don't actually know what's going on in their head. You don't know if they're in the situation where I am, where they're like really comfortable in that, or if it's still something they're struggling with, if they're still trying to fight for that sense of self-control. You might be actually doing some damage by pushing alcohol onto them. So don't do that. Be a good friend and respect their wishes that they do not want to drink. And, you know, it's fine to have a tea or juice or just water. Anyway, I think that's about it for this video. Like I said, not a proper instruction, and I don't think it will work for everyone, but perhaps some people will be able to relate. But if you liked this video, please remember to leave a like, consider subscribing. It would really help my channel. Thank you so much, and have an awesome day. I'll see you later. Ciao.